Dear students, uh, good afternoon. Today we will be starting, statistics. Now, before I proceed further, I would like to get a confirmation that you are able to view the screen clearly and able to hear my voice properly, dear students. Could you please confirm, one of you, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, statistics is a subject, you studied earlier as well. So we know that statistics deals with data collected for specific purposes. Now, why so? Because we can make decisions about the data by analyzing and interpreting it. So the analysis of the data and making a meaningful interpretation out of it, both are equally important. In earlier classes, you have studied methods of representing data graphically and in tabular form. Now, those representation, if you recall, reveals certain salient features of characteristics of the data. You have also studied in your earlier classes the method of finding a representative value for the given data. And what are those known for? These are known for the measurement of the central tendency. Okay. Now, as we are in class 11, we will study more advanced topics, okay, with respect to whatever we have learned so far in our earlier classes. But to begin with that, we will start with the measurement of the central tendency. And one important point here also in this juncture I can tell you is that in India, we have Indian statistical institutes. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of Indian statistical institutes. If you heard of the name of these institutes, this is Indian statistical institutes are of national importance. Okay, it is a public research university. Okay, um, uh, and back in 1959, it is established. Uh, and it is one of the frontier in statistical research in India, and has many contribution not only in India, apart from outside India also. So why I say so? Because it is a very important subject that shows that Indian statistical institutes contributed so much. Now let's come back to our discussion. So as I was telling that we will start with, the measurement of the central tendency. Okay. So why measurement of the central tendency important? That you are already aware of in your previous classes, in your 10th standard or 9th standard, you are aware of. So now the measurement of the central tendencies, there are three methods, as you are aware of. Okay. So let me first bring that concerned point here, dear students, and then we will discuss further. Now, there are methods of finding a representation value of the given data. Okay, the value is called the measurement of central tendency or measure of central tendency. Now, there are three methods of of central tendency. What are those three methods? The first one is that that is called the mean, also known as arithmetic mean. Second one is median, and third one is the mode. A measure of central tendency gives us a rough idea where data points are centered. Okay, so I hope many of you are able to understand why it is so. Now let us understand, that in order to make better interpretation from the data, we also have an idea how the data are scattered or how much they are, bunched around a measure of central tendency. So that also we will discuss later. That is, dispersion. But before that, I just want to recap about why it is recap, because you already, studied in your previous classes. But it is, as it is important at the same time, I would like to recap that, that these three methods of measure of central tendency, that is mean, median, and mode. So, how you compute the mean, or also known as the arithmetic mean. So let's first find that how we can find the arithmetic mean, or sometime also we call it as average. For example, very very common example what you are aware of and what you can just recall is that suppose one day you are absent in your class, and on that day marks of a particular subject is announced. For example, that marks of your chemistry class, chemistry examination is announced. Out of 100, many students, got many different type of marks. But as you were absent on that particular day, you are not aware of. Then what is our general practice? If you make a call to your friend, okay, hey, what is that marks? Then that student may say you, hey, the average is 88, for example. Now, average means what? That is actually mean. The moment you hear that statement, the average is 88, you make an interpretation that where you are located with respect to that value 88. Because as you have given the exam, you have some expectation that, okay, how much marks you are going to get. So now as it is 88 is the average, and if you perform very well than that, based on your expectation, then it is a good one. And if it is not, then also you can start thinking that what are the scope of improvement. But it is actually helping you to take a next decision. So now let's come back to the fundamentals. If x1, x2, x3 up to xn are the n values of a variable, okay, in this context, whatever I just said in the last minute, it is the marks of chemistry of all the students. Suppose there are n students, and these are the marks obtained by those n students, x1, x2, x3 up to xn. Then the arithmetic mean, or simply the mean of these values, is denoted by x bar, okay, and defined. So meaning, very important thing, dear students, one is the denoted by, how you denote, and defined as how, what is the actual mathematical way of expressing this thing. X bar is the denotion, and definition is that it is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 up to xn by n, and that is also represented as a big summation notation, is that summation I equal to 1 to n xi by n. That is what is known as the mean, and you are all aware of what is mean. Now the next method is known as the median, dear students. The median of a number of observations is the value which divides the number of observations into exactly two parts. Okay, let's understand this thing. That median is what? Median of a number of observations is the value, okay, which divides the number of observations into exactly two parts. And to achieve that one, we need to follow few steps, okay, and I'm going to discuss those steps. I repeat, many of you are already aware of it, but I would like to just for a as we are going to start a very important, advanced discussion, so it is better to have these fundamentals very clear. So, the median of a number of observations is the value which divides the number of observations into exactly two parts. Following is the procedure to find the median of n be the number of observations of ungrouped data. What is ungrouped data will come after some time. Group data, ungrouped data will come after some time. Many of you are also aware of it from your previous classes. The step one is that, dear students, is that arrange the data in ascending or descending order. Now, if n is odd, then the value of the n plus 1 by 2th observation is the median. And if it is even, if n is even, then the median is the mean of n by 2th and n by 2 plus 1th observation. Okay. So, I hope you, as long as the mathematical statement is concerned, I hope you got a very clear idea about, what is what is meant by the median. Okay. Now let us understand by means of by means of an observation. Okay, by means of a real example, let's understand. Now, dear students, so let us consider the run scored by two batsmen in their last 10 matches. Okay, so if you look into this thing, so I'm going to share this particular one with you, dear students. So these are the considered the runs scored by the 10 matches. Okay, now how to find their mean you are aware of. Mean is pretty simple, is that you add those numbers for batsman A divided by 10, you will get the mean. And and similarly for the batsman B, you will also get the mean. Surprisingly, dear students, one thing you will observe that both their means are same. Okay, the mean of the batsman A and mean of the batsman B are same, and that is actually you will get it as 53. Okay, so if I show you, you can compute it at your end and you can validate this one, that you will get the mean of both these batsmen as 53 and 53. Okay, now how to find the median? To find the median, so let me make it a little bigger. Okay, now to find median, so here we are discussing to find the median. First, what you need to do, dear students, is that we need to arrange the data in ascending or descending order. So let's make, let us sort it in the, ascending order. Then what will be the first value? The first value will be 0. Then we'll have the value 5. Then we will have the value 30. Correct, dear students? Then we will have the value 42. 30 is there 2 times. Then we have the value 42. Then after 42, it is 64. After 64, it is 71. And after 71, it is 91. And after 91, it is 117. I'm just taking only one batsman, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we missed one. 0. 30 is 2 times. 5 is there. Am I missing anything, dear students? Could you please point out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 71 is there. 80. Yeah, 80 I missed it. Yeah. So let me write 80 here. So here it is 80. Then we get 91 and 117. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Correct. Now it is fine. Now, so first step is done. Arrangement of the data in the ascending order. If n is odd or even, let's find it out. What is the value of n here, dear students? N is 10. That means it doesn't fall into step 2. It is step 3. That is, n is even. The median is the mean of n by 12th and n by 2 plus 1th observation. So what is the value of n here? 10. So n by 2 means 10 by 2. That is 5. So what is the fifth data? 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. This is the fifth data. And n by 2 plus 1, that is the, that sixth data. So how we are going to compute the median then, dear students? So the median will be mean of these two data, 42 and 64. That is nothing but what we are going to get is that 42 plus 64 divided by 2. And that is equal to, you will get 53. Okay, so what we get, dear students, that mean is 53, as I showed you earlier, and median also we are getting 53. And in the similar manner, I'm not solving it here, but if you do it for the second batsman as well, what you will get? You will get that value of both, median for batsman A and batsman B, both will be 53. So this is little surprising that, okay, as we are getting both the values as 53, then how we can conclude? What type of conclusion we can make about that, what is the interpretation you can make from this data? So that's why it is important to discuss the other topic that is called dispersion, that we will discuss later. But this particular example gives us a motivation that yes, it is not always the measure of the central tendency which gives us the, a clear idea about the data. It needs other way of looking the data as well. Okay, that will come in details later. So now, I hope you have a very clear idea about how to compute median. The next one is that, mode. Mode is very simple thing, dear students. Okay, none of them are complex, by the way. All are very simple. I'm just saying is that mode is the value of the observation which occurs most frequently. That is an observation that is the maximum frequency. Okay, so for example, if we look into a data set, we can take an example and also we can make a meaning out of it. For example, if you consider the batsman's A score in the 10 matches. So whatever you see, dear students, what is the value is occurred most? What is the maximum number of values occurred? And if you look into it, you will find it is the 30, isn't it, dear students? So then you can say it is 30. So I repeat, dear students, the mode is the value of the observation which occurs most frequently. That is an observation with maximum frequency is called mode. Now, dear students, let us solve a very practical example, very simple example, and I hope you will enjoy solving it. You can take a minute or two to solve this particular question. Here it is, dear students, is that as you see, that a factory has 5 employees, 1 supervisor and 4 laborers. Okay, so there are 4 laborers and 1 supervisor, so it makes 5 employees. Salary of each labor is 4,000 rupees per month and salary of supervisor is 10,000 rupees per month. Calculate the mean, median and mode of the salaries of this factory. Very simple and fundamental question. So how to find it out? Pretty simple. That to calculate the mean, median and mode of the salaried of this factory, we can do in the very simple steps. And here it is. So first you need to find the mean. That means you need to sum up all these salaries and divide it by the number of employees, which is 5. So how to do this thing? So let me place it here, and after that I can explain further. Though it doesn't need much explanation, it is quite straightforward. You have all done in your previous classes. So what you see is the mean is that addition of all these salaries, because each of that labor has salary of 4,000. So 4 labor, so 4,000 plus 4,000 plus 4,000 plus 4,000 plus one supervisor whose salary is 10,000. So 10,000 here. Okay, so then what we get here is that, so as you see is that this 10,000 and this 4,000 for each of these 4 labor, then you add it out and divided by 5, you will get the value as 5200. So mean salary is 5200 per month. That is the mean salary. Now to obtain the median, first and foremost thing is that we need to arrange the salaries in either ascending or descending. So here we are doing in ascending manner. So 4,000, 4,000, 4,000 and then 10,000. As the number of employees in the factories is 5, which is odd, so then what is the median? That is 5 plus 1 by 2th data. In case of n number of data, and if n is odd, what is the median? Median is that after arranging in the ascending or descending order, it is the n plus 1 by 2th data. That is 5 plus 1 by 2th. That is third data. And third observation is what, dear students? It is 4,000. Because this is the third observation. That is 4,000. So in this way, we are able to find median. Mean, we already found it out. Now the next one is called the to obtain mode. Next one is mode. We see that 4,000 occurs the maximum number of times in the observation. So the mode is 4,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees per month. That is the mode. I hope it is very clear. Now, dear students, a few minutes back, you heard I mentioned one thing called group data. Now, group data and ungrouped data. So, what is that? It is about the organization of data, how the data is organized, and I will give you both definition and some examples so that you can understand it very clearly and relate that, okay, how this definition is actually meaningful with practical examples. So organization of the data, that is called ungrouped. There are 2 types, ungrouped and grouped. How come it is coming? So ungrouped data is the data you just collect one by one. Okay, so let me first place the notes in front of you, and then I will explain in details. Okay, so let us understand by means of an example. So I'm going to give you the marks obtained by 20 students in mathematics out of a full marks of 25. That means if you see, that 25 students marks, suppose, in every class there is a class monitor. Suppose one of you is the monitor of the class, and your task is to collect all the numbers and put it into a table. So what you have done, you have collected data. Okay, so these are the 25 students marks and you collected it. So this kind of collection, dear students, it is raw data, and this raw data what you see is known as the ungrouped data. Okay, because there is no way you got time or whatever that you may be able to group. Then you need to understand, sir, what is group and why it is ungrouped. Why it is ungrouped? Because you just simply collected the data without having deep diving into it, right? Maybe you ask that each of these 25 students that, okay, I will come to you with a piece of paper and take your name and the marks you got. when you were writing the marks, you didn't actually did anything after collecting all these 25 marks. You are representing here in the tabular format. Okay, it is not even tabular format. It is just writing, in all these cells. Now, dear students, now from the data what you see here in front of your screen, we observe that same marks are obtained by multiple students. For example, if you see the mark 17 is obtained by 3 students, isn't it? As you see, that marks 17 is obtained by this student, this student, this student. Similarly, if you observe that marks 15 is observed by 2 students, marks 19 is observed by 5 students, marks 21 is observed by 3 students, marks 25 is observed by 2 students, like that. So then what you can do? You can make a little, updation or little meaningful of the same data of these 25 students in the following manner. And that I'm going to show you first, dear students. So then you can clearly understand what is the significance of grouped and ungrouped data. Difference you already understood by hearing my statement, but the representation will give you a feeling that it is very important to represent the data in the grouped manner. So correct, dear students. So this is what is called the group data. The way you see the organizing the data is known as the group data, where the values in the first column are the marks called the variates, and the value in the corresponding second column are the number of students got that marks and known as the frequencies. For example, if you look into the marks 17, then the first column, that is the variates, and against that one in the second column the number is 3. That means it is 3 students get the same mark 17, so it is known as the frequencies. Correct? So what we understood, dear students? So this above way of representing data is known as the group data. And in the group data there are 2 things. In the value in the first column is known as the variates, and the corresponding value in the second column is known as the frequencies. Now, the way of organizing of the group data is further classified into 2 categories, and those 2 categories I would like to mention. And what are these 2 categories, dear students? The first one is called the discrete frequency distribution, and the second one is the continuous frequency distribution, as you see in front of your screen, dear students. Okay, with respect to the above example, if you see, the marks are known as a discrete variable xi for say in the discrete frequency distribution, and the marks obtained by how many students are known as the frequency and can be represented in the table. I am going to show it to you, dear students. So how we can show this data? So with respect to this example, let me first show it to you, then we will discuss. Okay, so as I was telling, dear students, that with respect to the above example, the marks are known as the discrete variable, that is xi, and the discrete frequency distribution in this discrete frequency distribution, and the marks obtained by how many students are known as the frequencies, that is fi. So as you see, we just modified the above table little bit, and we get, in fact, we brought these 2 terms, marks variable and the frequencies, and we get this table. I hope it is very well understood so far. But dear students, in a continuous frequency distribution, in a series in which the data are classified into different class intervals without gaps along with their respective frequencies. With respect to the above example, as we are discussing, the continuous frequency distribution will look like something like this. Okay, so let me show you how a continuous frequency distribution will look like for the same example what we are discussing at present. And here is the representation of the continuous frequency distribution. So I repeat once more, dear students, a continuous frequency distribution is a series in which the data are classified into different class intervals without gaps. I'll come to that one, along with their respective frequencies. That means what? The class interval 0 to 9 means from 0 marks to 9 marks, how many students got? No students. All students are above 9. 10 to 19, how many students? 11 students. 20 to 29, how many students? 9 students. So this is a continuous. Later, dear students, we will see that, when we will discuss about the limits, derivatives, continuity, we'll discuss about the continuity in details as long as the word continuous is concerned. But in this context, continuous means what? 0 to 9. That is a continuity from 0 to 9, any number. 10 to 19, that is a continuity. So that is why it is called the continuous frequency distribution. Why frequency distribution? Because in the second column, if you see, it is the class frequency number has been mentioned, dear students. Okay. Now, what we will, I would like to conclude it here now. In the next class, we will discuss about the class interval. Then we will discuss about the class frequency. We will discuss about relative frequency and percent frequency, class limit and class boundaries. Once this is done, then we will go to discussion on measures of dispersion. With this note, I would like to conclude the class for today, unless you have any specific question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.